Choose your character.
We're good in the game. Pop up my summoner blockers, and we're good to go. Well, I tried doing the bans on the first pick. Few of us know what he's looking for. He's always looking for that Morgana, but will Purple Team ban it away from him? Kha'Zix's banned from Scotty Smalls.
At least Sin could have been targeted toward Shadow Cloud's play last game, which was phenomenal.
He really got the game going with that blue invade. Double kill, buff transfer over to Xerath, and double buffs over to Gnar was really turned the tide of that match. Each lane solo laner be able to get kills off those buffs.
Just a lot of overall map pressure is really good, and it was mostly in the top side is what I noticed, but the few times he came bot, I think the majority of the times they pulled Dragon out of it too, which was really exceptional.
Why try a little salty about the Morgana ban. And a Lucian ban. I was wondering when we'd see a Lucian ban. Lucian ban a powerhouse in these lobbies. Pretty much undefeatable by record, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the double crits, if you get them with the Infinity Edge, is really fight changing if you get it on, say, a carry.
And a Rise ban, interesting ban. Haven't seen a Rise ban, haven't seen really a Rise pick at all either in these lobbies. But Rise really strong in the top and mid lanes right now. Don't see him as much mid as top, but we'll see. He's strong.
Yeah, and I think another big point is that he's able to just build obnoxiously tanky and still really hurt. That causes a lot of problems in the late game for like the mid-oriented teams.
Why try? Hovering over Udyr. Gonna lock that in, actually. That was really quick. Gonna go with the Udyr.
Udyr top lane too. I haven't seen that in a while, but I was definitely a big fan of it in Season 2 when it was really popular.
We're not sure where he's going yet. Because they don't know where he's going, so we don't want to put that out just yet.
That's my apologies. Whoops.
Could be jungle.
Forgive me.
You are new. I'll give you a pass. Not the worst thing you could have said, so I'll give you a pass on that. Scotty Smalls, a Matrix Bird, hovering over their champions. Wow, insta-lock for...
Yeah, insta-lock for that Vayne. A lot of confidence.
Vayne not usually the highest priority AD carry in these lobbies, but with Tristana and Lucian banned, she goes up in the pick order.
True that. Yeah, not to... Oh, someone jumped out.
Oh, why try? Oh, he had to leave. Okay, so why try had to go. That happens. That does happen. Sometimes people... It is a little late, so maybe why try had to go. Yep, says in chat, sorry, gotta go. So, we have a slot now, guys.
It's a good opportunity for a redo where I don't mess up, though. Optimistic outlook.
We got Matrix Bird in here. Or was somebody else? Oh, Chris Hansen got in here. That's who it was.
Might have to do a bit of rebalancing. I think it should be fine. They have 2 plats on Team 2 and the diamond and 2 golds on Team 1.
2 golds and the diamond. If everyone's okay with this, we can go with this. Chris Hansen, very strong AD carry. Really known for his aggressive playstyle, so can be very oppressing if no one's prepared for it. Oh, and I gotta drop my summoner blockers, kind of in the way. Caster's ready.
character.
Tristana being banned again. Wouldn't be surprised if we see the same bans again this time around.
No doubt.
Yep, even the Morgana is still getting banned away this game.
Well, I mean, both of them are very consistent powerhouses with their current strength, especially Tristana. Morgana got nerfed recently, so she's not as bad, but that Tristana's still rocking.
Yeah, Morgana got a little bit of nerfs. There are some outplay potentials with her now that her shield isn't as strong early. But she's still very strong with that really long crowd control on her Q. Mr.
Nah,
Fluffles.
full-on AoE stun. That's pretty painful too.
Gonna ban Maokai this game instead of the Lee Sin, I believe. He banned Lee Sin in that slot. Will he ban Lucian again? This is to be determined.
Actually, I like the Maokai ban. He's got a lot of sustain up in the top lane. That can be really difficult to deal with, especially if you're looking to try to snowball your team early. So maybe they'll go with the composition in that direction.
Lucian banned away. Chris Hansen been really dominant on that champion. Wouldn't be surprised if they got to him, he would pick it.
Actually enjoy that two of the quote-unquote top ADCs are banned out because it gives a lot of a new flavor to look at. It makes the games a lot more intriguing.
Lee Sin's still going to be banned away. Mr. Fluffles, now that the Lucian's banned on the purple team, going to ban away the Lee Sin from Shadow Cloud. Was really showed really good stuff on that Lee Sin last game.
Yeah, and I believe that was his first game in the league too, so I mean, he's already making a name. That's a good sign for him.
Zed is the final ban. Zed, really strong mid lane right now. Really hard to find lanes against him. Xerath last game got ahead. A lot to do with that early invade, and Zed got set way behind because of it. But Zed usually a really powerful pick.
Yeah, plus Xerath's got a lot of poke on Zed, which makes that lane a little bit of a struggle for him too. So Xerath getting ahead just put Zed in a really bad spot.
Mr. Fluffle is picking up Twitch. Interesting. See, that's going to secure the 80 character team, so... Thrash Spear Eye hovering over Jax.
Ooh, Kha'Zix instant.
Instant lock for Scotty Smalls. Gonna go for the Kha'Zix. And Jax is gonna be the lock-in. So we're likely a jungle Kha'Zix and a top lane Jax, likely from the purple team. Blue team up to pick Banzer and Gladiator. Gladiator showed his stuff on his Xerath last game. Banzer did well on Lucian in game 1 of tonight. We'll see what both these people pull out. Ooh, a Blitzcrank cover for Gladiator.
The likely support Blitzcrank is a really good composition with Twitch with his assassin ability. They'll throw down the damage and he throws that E out. It's a lot more damage than you'd even expect. I like it.
Bans are hovering over Renekton. He's going to lock that in. So kind of a classic top lane matchup here. We haven't seen these champions in high levels of play in a while, Jax and Renekton, but we're going to see them again in this lobby.
I like this matchup actually because I think there's a lot of skill involved on both ends because both of them have a lot of outplay potential against the other. So that should be a fun lane to watch.
I have a lot of experience with Renekton, and Jax can be a not-so-fun lane matchup if Jax gets ahead at all. So Renekton really got to play this smart because Jax has the potential for outplay, definitely. And same with Jax versus Renekton on Jax. If Jax gets a little too aggressive, Renekton really could punish him. And we're going to see a Leona lock in for Shadow Cloud and the Crusher Crush. Gonna lock in the Ahri. Chris Hansen is gonna try it again this time. He's gonna go with the Doge. He likes Nasus. Looks like he's gonna try to take that into probably in the jungle. Oh no, hovering over Draven. I don't think we're gonna see a Draven here. We already have the Twitch. Unlikely that Chris Hansen would pick that. Yep, switches back over to Nasus. Matrix Burden hovered over Razir, but now hovering over Yasuo. With the knockups, we've got only one knockup to help him out, and it's only a single target knockup, but could offer some really good pick potential with Blitzcrank.
It looks like we might be able to anticipate a lot of roams from mid lane to bot. A lot of kill potential for Yasuo there.
Same
With
Ahri as
Leona
well.
defending. Yeah, Ahri as well. That's a good point. Ahri's got that charm that can really turn the tides of a fight.
D-Slice last to pick. AD carry is open for him. And will he go with Draven? Would be interesting to see a Draven. Would be really strong against Twitch. Or Twitch is relatively weak early.
Draven's a really good pick, and I know personally that Disliced is a really big fan of Vayne as well when he AD carries, so he might just be hovering. Oh, you never know.
Yep. Also Vayne, yep, there you go, there's the Vayne hover.
His mechanics are really spot on. I would like to see that again.
We'll see if he ends up locking in. It'd be a relatively good lane for him, as long as he can dodge Blitzcrank pulls, which he can easily with the tumble. Blitzcrank. Twitch could be a really good matchup for Vayne to be able to farm up the lane. And then level 6, the strength of Leona Vayne is really undeniable. They can really all in the AD carry relatively easily.
Yeah, two of the strongest bot lane ultimates in the game. That's a lot of power down there. But if Twitch ever gets ahead, you got the Assassin Rat roaming around. That's kind of scary too.
Yes, the Assassin Rat. If Twitch has an easy lane, can get through this laning phase and get to his Blade of the Ruin King, and can sneak up on Vayne when Leona's maybe sleeping at the wheel. Could be an easy kill with this Blitzcrank burst with the ultimate. So there's a lot of... It's very interesting dynamic in this bottom lane. We'll have to see who can come out ahead. Would be surprised if anything happens really before level 6. But if it does happen, it's going to be on the back of a Blitzcrank hook. Or Leona, or a Leona dive. One of the two. Sport's really going to be dictating this lane.
To be 100% truthful, like the Nasus jungle, in my opinion, that's a really...
Really, what? Your mic cut out. Major, you still there?
I just knocked out my headset by mistake. That is my bad.
Not a problem.
I guess I was just getting too into the casting.
You're just getting into Nasus jungle.
Yeah, it's really fun, and there's not that much in the way stopping those Q stacks from forming. So he can sit in the jungle for a while, and you're going to feel like it's a 4v5, and then he's going to come out like a raid boss.
Yeah, Chris Hansen is one to stack up those Qs in the jungle. He might have some trouble if Shadow Cloud chooses to invade him, and Shadow Cloud showed last game he is not afraid to invade. Nasus is relatively weak early, and this Kha'Zix will be pretty strong in the early game, trying to get in on Nasus. I assume Shadow Cloud, if he was willing to invade an Amumu with Lee Sin, he's going to be willing to invade Chris Hansen with Kha'Zix. So Chris Hansen going to have to anticipate that.
I mean, we've discussed the individual lane matchups a lot, but like I think that the team matchups are actually really interesting because both sides actually kind of form a team comp. If you look at the purple side, they have a lot of pick potential between Kha'Zix, massive damage, Vayne's Condemn, and Ahri's Charm. So they're looking for that early game snowball. But then you have the blue team, who's got Yasuo and Nasus and Twitch, who are all really strong in the late game team fight.
Apparently the game is stuck at Prepare Yourself. We might have to remake. Oh, they're good. Never mind.
Alright, solves that problem.
So we're probably going to have a little bit of a load time here, seeing how the delay went through before they actually loaded in. So might be waiting a little bit on the loading screen, which isn't that big of a problem. New caster is Major X, Indiana Jones, said ask in chat. How are you not op? You need to make an Indiana Jones op. Yep, and they're in the game now. That's good. So we're actually getting a nice little caster group now with Major X joining us. Major X, you going to try to cast with us some more, or are you going to be playing this season?
I actually I have a lot of schedule conflicts that made it so I couldn't play, which is one of the biggest reasons that I'm interested in casting because I really enjoy the concepts behind Sirius and the people I've met in the community are just really cool
Mhm.
that I just want to stick around and this just feels like the best way to do it.
Awesome, awesome to have you around. We'll definitely need more people casting. We're also looking for play-by-play casters, guys. As we saw last night when I got sick, we didn't have another play-by-play caster, so we had to cut the stream short, unfortunately. We didn't want to have that happen, so if anybody out there is really wanting to try play-by-play, please message me in client. I am Fozz in client, Fozz. We'd be totally willing to let you try out as a play-by-play caster and work it out. Message. Oh, Major. Hey, if you wanted to, you could try play-by-play. I mean, we have some color casters. We got Vamps, who started tonight. Also, Niviana Jones has been helping out with color casting. So, and Chris Hansen maybe try and make the switch from play-by-play to color. We'll see what he wants to do. Oh yeah, we're getting stuck here on the loading screen, so the game is compensating. It looks like.
I'm actually really interested in the play-by-play, but I thought I was going to be a little more nervous than I currently am. So I figured I'd start it slow where I don't have to spam my voice out to the crowd.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give it another minute, seeing how they were stuck at the prepare yourself screen for a while. So we're gonna wait a little bit, see if it goes through. If not, I'll restart my client and see if I can get in. Oh, there we go. Into the game.
Yeah, there we go. Awesome.
That's what I assumed was happening. It's just compensating for the fact they were stuck as well. So we got stuck. And into the loading screen, we're seeing Chris Hansen showing off a different Nasus skin than usual. Usually has the Infernal Nasus, showing off Pharaoh Nasus this time around. Project Joshua from Matrix Burden, like that skin. Pretty cool looking skin.
Since we're talking visuals, I gotta say I love the new Renekton splash art and the in-game.
Yes.
Looks really cool. I think it adds a lot to the less cartoony design that they're going for.
Yeah, I like where they're going with the if everyone's seen on, let's say, a Surrender 20 or something, they've been doing a lot of in-game visual updates. Small ones, but they are very noticeable in changing the art style just even slightly, and I really like where they're going with it. I like how they changed Renekton's galactic skin. I felt it wasn't so galactic-y, and now it looks a little bit more spacey. That's the skin I like to use on Renekton. I have the Galactic Nasus and Galactic Renekton. I like to match my skins. So I have like all the ice related skins for the champions I play. Or water related. I'm weird like that.
No, I get it. Like it's kind of cool to have like a whole skin set.
But I also have skins for champions I barely even play, so I put too much money into this game. I'm just gonna say that.
I feel you there. I think when I was probably around, I think 17, making a lot more money than a 17-year-old needs, I was throwing $30 to $40 every week into this game. So now I got pretty much everything.
I will say this though, it's pretty nice now having every single champion locked, thanks to having bought a few with RP early on.
I'm loaded in at 2 minutes and 30 seconds with no one moving.
That is a new spectator glitch. That is pretty fun.
Alright, so it'll fix itself.
It'll fix itself as they actually load. And there we go.
Okay, it's 1 second. Alright, coolio.
That is a interesting spectator glitch. I'll say that.
Looks like the pretty standard buys for most people. We got the ancient coin on Blitzcrank.
Interesting. I'm not a huge fan of ancient coin starts on any support.
Yeah, I feel like it encourages a lot of passive playstyle. which can be incredibly good in a passive lane, but Twitch and the Blitzcrank are going to want to look for a lot of grabs, and Blitzcrank wants to be in their face. So he gets the less benefit than if he's up there auto-attacking minions.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel Blitzcrank does want to go for that Talisman of Ascension for the movement speed, but
that's a good point.
It is a little risky that he could get punished for. But on the other side, Leona Vayne might not be able to really punish the Queen Sword as hard as, let's say, the Lucian Thresh lane we've been seeing a lot in these lobbies. So I think Blitzcrank might be able to get away with it this time around. A little bit of a spread out from blue team, guarding all the entrances with either a ward or a body, making sure there's no invade from red team.
There's actually a deep blue ward in the red's jungle on top side by red. Maybe they're looking to see if they can catch someone walking around.
Nasus is going to start blue, and so will Kha'Zix. So I wonder if Kha'Zix will think to invade this, but I don't know if he will, because usually you'd think Nasus would start with that bottom lane. Hopefully blue team doesn't show themselves too early, otherwise they might tip off Kha'Zix that he did not leash at all, and it looks like they're going to show. So Kha'Zix might get an idea that Renekton started below, and also, that Nasus started blue. Also with Yasuo coming in from that angle, if he gets notified of that,
Jax is waiting in the bush as Renekton's about to walk in.
Jax, go in and has the stun, prepped. Gonna get some damage down. Trunks Renekton for about a little over 200.
Should give him a little bit of an advantage in the lane when it comes to harassing.
Kha'Zix, though, going for the raids, going for the wolves, I mean, not going to go directly for the invade. Maybe thinking that Nasus can be a little bit slower. Maybe he can try to invade him after the raids. After the wolves, sorry. Hook misses for Blitzcrank. No, Kha'Zix choosing not to invade this game. Gonna go straight for his red buff.
Jax hits the early level 2 on Renekton and forces him back.
Renekton not hitting level 2, gonna really get a good power spike off level 2, but Jax with the counter strike will help him out in that sense. Scotty Smalls with the going to Zenith Blade, cannot connect. Banzer goes in on the goes in Thrash. Thrash can give him nice damage back. Matrix Burden getting charmed by the Crusher Crush.
Oh,
Shadow Cloud coming in.
Up.
Couldn't just slow him with the red buff with the auto attack. No, cannot get him down.
It's a good thing to have the flash down early. That gives them about a 5-minute window to maybe shut this Yasuo down.
And Ari with that charm and the Kha'Zix with the damage really could easily secure the kill on him. If the charm lands. Kha'Zix still going to go back to those rates. Scotty Smalls activates W, try to Zenith Blade, misses a little too far away. Couldn't land that onto Twitch or Blitz. The Crusher Crush misses the charm to the right. Thrash Spear Eye. Jumps in on the Banzer. Stun does not land though. Banzer going to about 200 HP. Doran Shield gonna hopefully keep him safe. Chris Hansen.
Banzer's. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to point out that he's getting in the center of the minions to make sure he can get as much health as possible from those Qs.
And now he's got the Empower, so he's probably hopefully trying to save that for his Q. Got a lot of HP from the creep wave. Hopefully he can hit Jax for even more health. But we'll see what he can do. Jax jumping in onto him. Banzer has to jump away, not getting it stunned up.
Took the tower shot, which kind of evened out their health pools.
It's a lot of volatility in the top lane. If Crusher Crush lands a stun, Chris Hansen ghosting with the Wither, not going to get anything from that in the mid lane. No, it almost does. Matrix Burn going really low. First blood over to Kha'Zix as he jumps into that fight. A lot of action going, and the Spectator didn't know where to go.
That was really good on Shadow. He saw the gank coming, and he came in to counter gank. He was in the good position at the right time. Really turned well in red side's favor.
And first blood over to Kha'Zix. And also, Kha'Zix's picking up the early vision. Got a pink ward and another inner ward. T-Slice gets hooked up, going really low, has to flash out. The poison's ticking. Gladiator flashes for the kill. Now they're going to focus their attention over to Scotty Small. Scotty Small, the poison stacking, 2 stacks on him. Mr. Fluffle's trying to get into range. Gladiator has the knockup, but can't get in range. And Scotty Small is going to get out of there. The hook misses a little bit to the left. And Scotty Smalls will live with his life. Get out with his life. Banzer going in onto Jax. Jack going really low. Banzer chooses to back off though.
Backing up for just a moment to that bot lane fight. I actually like what Leona did there. She saw that Vayne was low and she jumped in on Twitch just to keep him stunned so he couldn't get that expunge off while Vayne was getting out. Unfortunately, Blitzcrank did have the gap closing abilities to finish him off.
Mr. Fluffles not able to push it away fast enough to deny Vayne all its experience. Vayne back in the lane though now. Windwall goes up for Yasuo, gonna hide behind that. Q still lands on him, bolt procs, so he going pretty low. Chris Hansen though trying to gank this Ari. The charm lands, the wither goes down. He's got the red buff. The Q isn't gonna be enough. The Crusher Crush gonna get away. Not having even really even without flash, able to get away. And wow, Vayne, before that kill, still 20 CS up on Mr. Fluffles. D-Slice really showing that he can really keep up and really get all that CS, even when going low in that lane. Crusher Crush goes in on the Matrix Burden with the ultimate. Gonna jump away, the auto attack's going up. Matrix Burden with the ultimate, the shield is refreshed. Goes low. Oh. Trying to go back to the fight. Crusher Crush trying to get in on the Matrix Burden. Matrix Burden going to turn the corner, not going to get charmed. Matrix Burden gets away with his life thanks to that ultimate.
It's a really good fight on both of them. Gotta respect that ultimate. He was able to take Ari by surprise, get that crowd control down, and he could use his dashes through her minions to escape.
Shadow Pal going to take the blue buff. Ari not going to get it passed over, and Chris Hansen will take the blue buff for himself. For a stack checker, Chris Hansen on the Nasus has 105 stacks. About where you'd expect to be on jungle Nasus, as he doesn't have the creep wave to farm up, as would top Nasus. Thresh Bure has a Vamp Scepter in the top lane to Renekton's pickaxe. That's a lot of extra damage coming from Renekton now. Gotta look to pick up the Tiamat in the top lane. Really chucky out Thresh Bure. Scotty Smalls goes in onto Fluffles after getting hooked. Fluffles gonna take some damage. With Kha'Zix looming nearby. Gladiator spotted him out with a pink ward. Gonna ward that. They're gonna see this pink ward though, and they're gonna clear it out. Shadow Cloud looking to come through the lane now. Potentially, yep. Gonna walk in that bush and maybe even look for a dirt dive. Leona's really close to 6. Only needs a couple more creeps to get it. They see
Which is incredibly low too. So
Yasuo is incoming. Scotty Smalls flashes away. And Red Team also has vision of Nasus in that river, so gonna try to play that safe. Not gonna. Kha'Zix's gonna lead this lane. Now Banzer going in onto Jax. Slices and dices in and out. Prevents himself from getting stunned up. D-Slice just farming up. Wow, 50 CS up on this Twitch. Mr. Fluffles not able to really get CS. He needs to. Might be something he needs to work on. A lot of people not used to CSing any AD carry. Crusher Crush spots Chris Hansen coming down. Gonna back out. Hook lands onto Vayne. The knockup is there. Leona ults. Exhaust is down on Vayne though. She needs to back out of this fight. Exhaust goes down onto Chris Hansen. Mr. Fluffles going down. Crusher Crush gonna pick up the kill. Scotty Smalls going very low. Now the Slice has to run for his life. Double kill for Nasus, but a double kill for Ari. A teleport coming down from Renekton. Renekton gonna jump in on this stun up Crusher Crush. This might be a triple kill for Chris Hansen. Banzer tanks the charm. Flash is in there. Can he get a kill off? One more Q will take her down. The E from Chris Hansen gets him a triple kill in that fight. Chris Hansen looking really strong.
That was an exceptionally good fight in favor of blue team. It looks like they're going to pick up the dragon from it too. That's really good for them. I guess you could say that we see the power of a Nasus when he does not get interrupted while trying to farm that Q up. He came in with, I think it was 150 stacks, and his damage was just unbearable.
Shadow Cloud maybe looking for the Smite Steal, not going to get it, and he's probably going to go down for his troubles. Chris Hansen probably looking for the last Q. Gets the Q stack off of the Kha'Zix. 4 kills over to Chris Hansen now. Got 2,500 gold in his pocket. Probably needs to go back and spend that gold. Got to pick up rates though before he heads back. Ahri Charm gets run right into the wind wall. Knock up onto Ahri. Matrix Bird ults him, looking just to get some damage down. That ult is on quite a short cooldown. The slice goes in, tumbles into the hook, goes really low. Gladiator gonna get slowed by that Leona ultimate. Mr. Fuffle is trying to get in range for the expand, not enough to take down. The slice goes really low though. Literally less than 40 HP.
That was definitely the kind of pressure that Twitch is needing against that Vayne. Some chance to get back up in the farm, because right now, being 50 CS behind is a big issue for him in fights.
Banzer going in onto Jax. Jax dealing lots of damage. He's got that stacked up. The ultimate from Banzer, I think he could win this fight if he just stayed on him, but he turns around and lets Jax go. Goes back in with the Q, the Tiamat, and he goes down. Oh my goodness, I have the gold still up.
I was pretty exceptional. He gave Jax the theory that he was safe, and as soon as he started farming again, he jumped back in and just picked the kill up.
Yeah, the strength of Tiamat on Renekton's undeniable. Adds in a little extra burst to when he goes in with his... Oh, D-Slice getting hooked up, but Kha'Zix is here. Gets silenced. Kha'Zix jumps in, flash away from Gladiator. Gotta keep him safe. Makes just burn in, knock up onto Crusher Crush. The ult from the Spirit Rush we'll keep her safe. But Chris Hansen's ulting, he wants this. He's going really deep, but Charm lands. He's gonna have to back off though as Ahri goes to her second turret. Makes just burn, taking some turret shots on the way out. Shadow Cloud gonna take his chances on against Chris Hansen, but Chris Hansen has a lot of cooldown reduction. Ghost gets popped. Shadow Cloud earns the ultimate. One more Wither might be able to take him down. It's all up in 2 seconds, but he flashes back over the wall. Chris Hansen, no, now Matrix Burden gonna get caught up by the bottom lane of Red Team. This is a big for this slice, picking another kill. Chris Hansen gonna escape through the second turret, gonna back in the Red Team, deep in Red Team's jungle. So a little too overzealous by that blue team, getting caught out by the roam of the bottom lane, and that's a kill over to the Vayne, who's really close to her Blade of the Ruined King.
It's looking like the red team's grabbing some of those picks that they need in order to keep themselves back in the game with, well, I mean, not necessarily that they're out the game, that's just bad wording, but Nasus is 4-0 and he's going to be a powerhouse for the rest of the game. And it's just giving them a lot of opportunities to take that Nasus out at a later point as well.
If they can get a lot of farm and avoid getting withered, it can be really advantageous for this. It can be really easy for this blue team, red team, to really take out this Nasus late. Crusher's Crush, no mana, trying to run away from the Matrix Bird. The ultimate, Yasuo goes down. One more Q will take her out, likely. The Charm lands, the Q goes down, and Matrix Bird takes out Crusher Crush. Almost goes down for it. Ahri trying to turn that. Crusher Crush trying to turn that, but unfortunately not able to take him down. Static Shiv on Yasuo doing lots of work.
That was definitely good for Yasuo. He's already ahead in CS on knowing that he can take Ahri out for damage.
Trying to get away from Jackson. Kha'Zix in the top lane. Going really low. Thresh Spear Eye will take him out for a kill. Lots of action. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Lots of action. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely lots of action, but the Yasuo being able to 1v1 that Ahri, so I get not easily because there was a lot of damage done back to him. But knowing that he's got a little bit of the upper hand is going to be really good for him and pressuring that lane.
Scotty Smalls got hooked in the bottom. Only took a lot of damage. Thrash Spear Eye going really low. Nasus even ults. One more Q will take him down. The cooldown is up. Oh, that gets him even through the flash. Chris Hansen is unstoppable. Renekton teleported down, it looks like. Or already walked down, I'm not sure. Banzer gets a stun on a Scotty Smalls. The stun gonna slow them and dissuade them from pursuing. Good Leona keeps them away. Matrix Burden going really hard onto Crusher Crush in this mid lane. Chris Hansen takes to the top turret. Scotty Smalls goes in on Gladiator. Gladiator going really low. The exhaust in on a D-Slice. The stun lands. Gladiator goes down. Now D-Slice turning attention to Mr. Waffles. Gets a Silver Bolt proc on him. Mr. Waffles now at half HP. Might need to back out here, or red team might be able to dive him if they choose to, but not going to choose to.
That was definitely the fighting potential that we were talking about at the beginning, coming out of the bot side red, or red side bot. Pretty much equal health.
Lands a stun, but Banzer gonna try to get in on him, but no, the Spirit Rush keeps him safe. In the top lane, Chris Hansen, Shadow Cloud and Thresh Spirit going in on him. The ultimate from Chris Hansen, tons of damage going down from the Q. Will he be able to take anyone down? No. Thresh Spirit picks up the shutdown gold. 500 gold in his pocket now.
That is a lot of gold to put on a Jax, that's for sure.
Jax getting ever so closer to his Blade of the Ruin King. Should be able to pick it up now if he goes back. We can check that. And yes, he has the money for Blade of the Ruin King. He's going to recall and pick that up. So big power spike for Jax here. Likely going to go for the Tiamat as well. Gladiator spots at the pink ward in the river.
Bot lane Vayne almost got her CS lead up to 60 CS.
Lots of CS on this Vayne in versus Twitch. Pressure Crush getting knocked up by Yasuo. Not going to use the ultimate though. Goes in on them. Shadow Cloud here though. The flash away for Matrix Burden. Not going to be able to survive. Shadow Cloud picks up the kill on the Kha'Zix. D-Slice going pretty low. Trying to get the Silver Bolt proc onto Fuffles. Tumbles gets it. Oh, does not get it off as the Silver Bolts did not refresh and were not refreshed in time. Mr. Fuffles getting out there mildly, I'd say.
Scary close blitzcrank hook there too. Really, really good reaction from Vayne.
Blue Trinket from Nasus spots out no one doing Dragon.
Red side has a lot of vision across this bot side river. Looks like they're wanting to control Dragon the best as possible. Kha'Zix is coming down bot. Maybe they're looking for a setup.
B-Slice dealing lots of damage over to Mr. Fuffles. Has the Blade Ring, has a whole Zeal up on Mr. Fuffles. Chris Hansen though trying to go into this lane. He's turning. Kha'Zix is here. But Chris Hansen is quite strong. The exhaust goes out on him. Shadow Claw goes in onto Mr. Fuffles. Shadow Claw takes him out really quick. Now D-Slice getting jumped in on by Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen going in onto D-Slice. D-Slice going really low. He needs to get one more auto attack off. Will he do? He picked up the kill out of Chris Hansen. Now Matrix Burden coming in here gets stunned up by Leona. Leona gets hooked and gets taken out by Matrix Burden. Good fight there by Blue and good roam there by Yasuo to pick up the kill. Banzer coming down as well as Crusher Crush for this roam. Spikes him down. Jax teleporting into this fight, but he's going to teleport into three of them. He's got the stun going. He jumps in on the Gladiator. Gladiator getting stunned up, trying to get as much damage as possible. Thresh Spirit goes out. Thresh Spirit going in onto Matrix Burden, and Banzer goes down to the Ahri. Thresh Spirit getting hooked, but does not go down. Just taking the creep and gonna back out. Crazy fight in this bot lane, super long. Matter of fact, everyone who died in the first wave respawned by the time Banzer goes down. And Mr. Fuffle's back in this lane to farm. Matrix Burden trying to get in on the Crusher Crush, gets condemned into the wall. Crusher Crush picks up another kill. Red buff onto D-Slice, gonna slow Mr. Fuffles. Mr. Fuffles taking tons of damage, goes down to D-Slice. Another kill for D-Slice on a rampage now. Chris Hansen with the ultimate going in onto Thresh Spirit. Thresh Spirit getting slowed. Chris Hansen trying to go in on him, but he's taking tons of damage from D-Slice. D-Slice, one more attack, takes a Chris Hansen in an unstoppable Vayne now. Blue team's got to watch out for this Vayne. Red team taking the lead, 1,500 gold up.
Vayne is absolutely a great pick against Nasus. True damage just shreds down a large part of Nasus's tankiness, especially since he gets the health from his ultimate, and the true damage just ignores all the defenses that he's stacking to retain that. Honestly, the Vayne pick was really good for that team. especially considering she's so far ahead now.
Death Cap finished onto Ari. Ari gonna start dealing lots of damage. Infinity Edge is the next item we would look for Matrix Burden is milling on the Yasuo. Gladiator having to back off that pink ward as Scotty Smalls threatened him. Didn't know where Kha'Zix was or Vayne. Now with Matrix Burden here, Gladiator feels a little more confident to take out this pink ward, and will do so, making it over to the Dragon ward. Gonna take that one out. Matrix Burden jumping in onto Shadowclaw. Shadowclaw has to jump out. Gladiator running over, gets the hook on him. The stealth goes down. Yasuo ulted on a Shadowclaw. The exhaust goes down. Shadowclaw going really low. The Leona ult doesn't hit anybody. Matrix Burden going really low. Ari will take him down. Banzer going really low. Banzer gonna go down, I assume so. Yeah, the Charm will take him down. In the top lane, Thrash Spearite takes out the turret. Now chooses to get attention onto Chris Hansen. The damage is being unreal from Thrash Spearite. Chris Hansen overestimating his strength here. Goes down to Thrash Spearite. And Gladiator running for his life now. The Crusher Crush trying to get in range, but the speed up from Gladiator might be just enough. Scotty Smalls was looking for the Zenith Blade, but chooses not to go in under the turret.
That Nasus was definitely strong in the early and mid when he had a lot of stacks, and he didn't have these hyper carries reaching their peaks. And now that these hyper carries are getting stronger, it's making what he wants to do a lot more troublesome.
Vayne opting to stop on Zeal and looking to pick up a Last Whisper now. I agree with that. She already has some attack speed from in the mid lane. Crusher Crush going really low to this Yasuo. Has to flash the last Q. Gets away. Shadow Cloud trying to go in onto the Yasuo. Stealths twice. Jumps in, but not getting anything going. The spikes. Venture trying to take out the wave. Interesting. Shadow Cloud choosing to actually evolve the Q this game. No evolve on the E quite yet. So no wings. So no long range jump from Shadow Cloud quite yet. Gonna find a ward in his jungle, gonna clear that out. Peak ward from Gladiator, gonna spot out a ward in Tribush. That'll get taken out. Shadowclaw gonna pick up his red buff.
This game has definitely been back and forth, and you can absolutely see that in the fact that neither team is even warding up the Baron area because they know that it's just too risky.
Getting in on Chris Hansen. Gonna try to take out Gladiator before going down. Not gonna happen. Scotty Smalls getting conversion on by 4. The Crusher Crush coming in. Kha'Zix not going to go in on this fight. Chris Hansen going in on the Crusher Crush. Crusher Crush trying to get in on the Matrix Burden. Matrix Burden going to go down to the Ignite. The Crusher Crush trying to get away from Chris Hansen, dealing as much damage as possible, but Chris Hansen's so tanky, not able to take him down. Crusher Crush getting slowed by Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen might even try to dive here. One more Q will take him down, and Chris Hansen gets the shutdown gold. Shadowclaw, though, trying to get in on a Mr. Puffles and Gladiator. Gladiator really low, but unable to secure the kill out of mana. Has to go back. So crazy action still from both sides.
As I was saying, everything is just so back and forth right now. Even though the gold value is about 4,000 different, because the values are pretty much focused on the Ari and the Vayne. Well, actually, never mind. The Jax has a lot of farm. I must have missed that. So I guess it's pretty equal values on all their carries.
Yeah, Jax has been farming up here ever since the top lane turret went down. He goes back, picks up the Trinity Force. He is now a dueling god. I don't know if anyone can actually 1v1 him right now on blue team.
The best bet would have been the Nasus, which he already won once, so there's no doubt that with more items he could do it again. I think one of the biggest problems is Nasus has been ganking a lot, and his stacks aren't increasing as much as they were. Oh, never mind, that's 387.
390 right now.
Yeah, I thought it said 287. I think my client was kind of glitchy.
Almost at 400 stacks at 24 minutes.
It's a lot of damage to drop down on, especially on someone like Vayne sitting with 1600 life, 3 Qs, and she's out of the game.
Lots of damage coming through from Chris Hansen with those Qs. Looking to max out on CDR this game as he has 30% currently. So let's probably stop there on cool introduction for now, though. Shadow Cloud gonna hand over the blue buff to Crusher Crush. Yasuo trying to go in on this gank onto Thrash Spear. He gets exhausted. Thrash Spear getting ulted by Yasuo. Yasuo going in, gonna get the kill. Onto Thrash Spear. So if you can't 1v1 him, might as well 2v2 him. The Slice getting hooked, goes into stealth, gets knocked up. Gladiator going really low. Gladiator going one more attack. The Slice picks up the kill on the turn. Mr. Fawful going really low, ulting with the rat-tat-tat, not enough. Crusher Crush getting dove now by Chris Hansen. The Q takes down Shadow Cloud that was here. Gonna try to take out Chris Hansen under the turret. Slowed him. Chris Hansen's still tanking it. He'll go down. Banzer comes in, gonna get stunned under the turret. Banzer gonna go down to D-Sliced on the dive. A killing spree for D-Sliced. He's looking really strong right now. Looks like he's gonna pick up the Phantom Dancer next. He's got a dagger in his inventory. And once he picks up that, he's gonna be pretty unstoppable.
Definitely a hugely big trade for Red Team. They just picked up 4 for 2. They're getting the Dragon, and they've got a minion wave building up on that bottom turret there with Jack split pushing top. They have so much pressure around this map right now.
Kha'Zix's evolved Q dealing so much damage to this dragon. Matrix Burning goes so low. Thrash Spear picks up the kill. The burst from Jax is, oh my goodness, so strong right now. The 2-item Jax, so strong. Teleport coming in from Banzer, gonna dissuade Thrash Spear from continuing on this push.
Definitely a good teleport, because if it didn't go down, they would have lost both Dragon and another tower.
They're starting to fall behind here. 6,000 gold to the scaling team of Red. Ari picks up an Hourglass, gonna keep her a little bit safer against Yasuo and this Nasus. Nasus is likely not gonna be able to turret dive her anymore if that Zhonya's is up.
Well, we definitely cannot count Blue Team out, because there was actually a point earlier in this game where Blue Team was behind 6,000 gold also. So they're just back to their lowest point. So maybe they can make another comeback.
Chris Hansen gets an damage. He's gonna ghost. The stun from Scotty Smalls not gonna land on Chris Hansen. He's got Gladiator income. He turns on to Scotty Smalls. They're gonna take him out with the Q damage. Crusher Crush trying to deal damage, but he gets exhausted by Blitzcrank. Going really low. The Zhonya's goes off. There's no one around to help him. One more Q. Double kill for Chris Hansen. 12-5-1 on that Nasus.
This Nasus is just becoming a monster. So much damage dropping down on Leona the tank. That was incredible. Also is throwing up the wall to kind of prevent them from clearing the minion waves, to put more tower pressure.
Jumped in on by Thrash Spear. Not going to get stunned up though. Ult goes down onto Thrash Spear. Matrix Burden trying to get away from that. D-Slice goes down on Chris Hansen. One more attack will take him out. Now he's going to turn his attention to the Gladiator. Gladiator getting condemned away from the fight. Going to get away. Matrix Burden getting slowed by the Kha'Zix. Going to walk away though.
Should be able to pick up this mid lane turret from that.
And melee turn very low. A couple attacks for B-Slice takes it down.
Oh, they're pinging the Baron.
They got Kha'Zix with the evolved Q. It's very possible they did take this down really quickly. And this might is down for 25 seconds, or 20 more seconds.
Yeah, 28 minutes in. They've got Bane here dealing massive damage. Kha'Zix evolved Q, and especially Jax here is also shredding. This should be a quick.
D-Slice going in onto Banzer, stuns him into the wall. Gets the crit onto him. Matrix Burden getting jumped on. This charm lands. Matrix Burden gonna go down. Unstoppable Vayne.
Looks like if they play this right, they should get the mid turret out of it. No, never mind. Everyone's here to defend.
Jax is in the top lane trying to split push this down.
Absolutely, Jax is so strong on his own, and he knows that with
Charm lands with the Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen going really low. The true damage is too strong for him. Come on, Smalls will pick up the kill. Banzer going really low. The Slice pick up the kill on him. Mr. Fuffle is trying to take out D-Slice is not enough. Double kill for Leona. Scotty Smalls tanking the turret. Going to have to get out of the range. Lives with barely any HP. D-Slice will take out the mid turret. They're going to focus their attention onto the mid inhibitor turret as Jax takes out the top inner turret. They're trying to pick up 3 turrets in this exchange. There's another turret taken out by Thrash. By Thrash. And they're looking to maybe take out this inhibitor, but no, it's going to get stuffed by Gladiator. Gladiator lands the hook onto Matrix Burden, but the Zhonya's Afterwards, gonna slow him down. Gladiator goes down to the slice. He is godlike. He's gonna look for the legendary, but make sure it knocks him up. Now, focusing his attention over to the inhibitor. There's no one there to stop him, so D-Slice will easily take this out. Inhibitor down for Red Team. They really cracked this game open with a 13k gold lead.
Oh, no doubt. The potential of this hyper carry composition is really showing now. Within 2 minutes, they jumped from a 7k gold lead to 13k gold lead, almost doubling the advantage they had. Things are looking pretty grim for blue side.
So Red Team in all of these games have really pulled ahead, but this one was a lot closer early. Blue Team really put up a good fight. Will Blue Team be able to come back, though? Renekton is interestingly chosen to go with a Frozen Heart this game. I'm not sure I agree with that, even with Vayne in the game.
I mean, the Frozen Heart works really well against both Vayne and Jax, since their attack speed is a really big part of the way they carry. Both of them get that every 3-hit increased damage thing, and Frozen Heart's just a good pick all around to counter that.
Yeah, and Renekton looking really squishy though, with not a lot of HP. Ari just chopping was really just dicing right through her with her spells last fight.
The biggest issue with the Frozen Heart's probably the mana. Maybe Randuin's Omen would have been the best pick.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of HP for this Ari, and that's a big concern going forward.
That's true too. Ari's pretty big. She's not worthless compared. There's 2 hyper carries, but their AP carry can still definitely burst somebody down with 7 and 5.
It's me.
Ari has death cap, a death cap is on it, and looking to finish that DFG next. So lots of damage coming from her. D-Slice hammered away at this turret. Charm lands into Mr. Puffles. He's just going to go down just to Ari. Shadow Cloud was looking to go in, but Blue Team was backing off, and Red Team was just too far away. Another turret goes down, and top inhibitor turret goes down. Jax takes out the inhibitor solo. There's no real response for Blue Team. Blue Team, Gladiator picks up a hook onto the Crusher Crush, but Zhonya's keeps him safe. Chris Hansen going really low to Thrash Spirit because he's sliced. He's going to go down. The Gladiator goes down. This is the 3rd inhibitor turret for Red Team. They're going to take down the 3rd inhibitor right now. All inhibitors down for Blue Team. This is looking grim. This might be the end of the game right here with the 30-second death timers coming out. Yep, the Slice hitting 1 inhibitor turret. Merc Sprint getting knocked away. The second next turret goes down. And the next is going to be the focus, and that is going to be game over to Red Team. Really good job snowballing this comp at the end of the game.
The biggest thing that they abused that Baron buff so hard. Just playing the siege composition as soon as they got it, they started destroying tower after tower. They played it very well once they got that buff.
Really well played in the late game by Red Team, really pulling ahead. And Yasuo, as Vam said, had to go God mode, but not able to. Yasuo fell a little bit behind there. Let's see what he finished with items. He had the Infinity Edge, he had the statue, but did not have a Blade of the Ruin King. So was looking to try to pick up a Last Whisper next, because there was so much armor on Red Team. Kha'Zix, Jackson, Leona all had Randuin's Omens, and Ari even had a Zhonya's to keep her safe. So it was really hard for Yasuo to do anything in that game. The full AD team from Blue really cost them that game, as far as allowing the scaling team to really only have to focus on one type of defensive stat.
The Vayne and Leona comp did an excellent job of taking that Twitch out early. He ended the game 0-8, unfortunately, with a 7k gold lead compared to Vayne. That was probably a big factor. They played the lane well, and they kept him behind.
Yeah, it was quite the snowball. I would give someone asking chat, who would you give the MVP to? D-Slice went huge on Vayne and really was just CSing like a god in lane. It was like 50 CS up on Mr. Fluffles. Really showing his stuff in that lane. A lane that we thought maybe would be scary for him, but was able to get so much farm and get to his items so much faster than Mr. Fluffles was able to, and really carry that game in the late game.
But on the other hand, Shadow Cloud just did an excellent job of being in the right place at the right time when it came to counter ganking that Nasus.
Chris Hansen did his best to carry that game, but was unable to.